Two fronts, one night. How Iran and Hezbollah are squeezing Israel from every direction. And it was not one attack. It was not two. In a single night, missiles streaked across the skies above Tel Aviv. Rockets slammed into a residential home in northern Israel. Drones targeted radar systems at one of Israel's most sensitive air command bases, and deep in Beirut's southern suburbs, Israeli jets were already responding, hitting 10 different targets in 30 minutes. This is no longer a border conflict. This is not a localized skirmish between Israel and a militant group along the Lebanese frontier. What is unfolding right now is a coordinated, multi-front military campaign executed jointly by Iran and Hezbollah, designed to stretch Israelis' defenses to their absolute limits and force it to fight everywhere at once. And on this particular night, it nearly worked. The strike on Unit 8200, hitting Israel where it hurts. Most of all the attacks carried out in this latest wave, one stands apart not because of the destruction it caused, but because of what it was aimed at. Hezbollah claims it launched a barrage of advanced missiles targeting the Glilot base in the suburbs of Tel Aviv. The facility, widely understood to house the headquarters of Israel's Unit 8200, the elite military intelligence division considered the crown jewel of Israel's entire intelligence apparatus. Unit 8200 is not just another military unit. It is the nerve center of Israel's signals intelligence capability, the organization responsible for intercepting communications, conducting cyber operations, developing advanced surveillance technology, and providing real-time intelligence that feeds directly into every major military operation Israel conducts. Alumni of Unit 8200 have gone on to found some of the world's most significant cybersecurity and technology companies. Its capabilities are, by most assessments, comparable to the NSA in the United States or GCHQ in the United Kingdom. Targeting it is not a random act of military aggression. It is a deliberate attempt to blind Israel, to degrade the intelligence infrastructure that allows the Israeli military to locate Hezbollah launchers, identify command centers, track missile trajectories, and coordinate the kind of rapid, precise retaliatory strikes that Israel has been conducting across Lebanon. If Hezbollah and Iran can damage Unit 8200's capabilities even partially, even temporarily, every subsequent military operation Israel conducts becomes harder, slower, and less precise. Israel denied that any damage was caused to its bases. Hezbollah's claims remain unverified by independent sources. But the intent behind the targeting choice is unmistakable, and it reveals just how sophisticated Hezbollah's strategic thinking has become. This is not an organization simply firing rockets at border towns. This is an organization that understands Israel's military architecture deeply enough to aim at its most critical vulnerabilities. A night of coordinated strikes across Israel, the strike on Glilot was part of a broader, carefully coordinated offensive that unfolded across multiple locations simultaneously. Hezbollah announced strikes on several major Israeli military installations in a single operation. The Beit Lid base was targeted. The Glilot base near Tel Aviv was struck. The Atlit base close to Haifa was hit. A drone struck the Ya'ara Barracks in northern Israel, a military site actively used by IDF forces. The Meron Air Operations Command and Control Base was targeted in a drone attack that Hezbollah claims damaged one of the facility's radar systems, potentially compromising Israel's ability to track incoming threats in the north. Simultaneously, Hezbollah targeted Israeli troops operating in southern Lebanon with artillery fire and launched rockets and drones toward the northern Israeli city of Nahariya. Iran's Revolutionary Guard confirmed that the attack on the Glilot base was part of a coordinated missile operation carried out jointly with Hezbollah against targets across Israel, the clearest public statement yet that Tehran and its Lebanese ally are now operating as a single unified military command in this conflict. Footage circulating on social media showed bright explosions lighting up the skies above Tel Aviv as Israeli air defense systems worked to intercept the incoming wave. From Iran's direction, rockets heading toward the Golan Heights, Haifa Bay, and other parts of northern Israel triggered air raid sirens across the region. Israel's Home Front Command issued alerts across multiple northern districts as defense batteries attempted to neutralize the simultaneous incoming threats from two separate directions. The pressure on Israel's air defense network in those hours was immense, and it was precisely that pressure that the joint Iran-Hezbollah operation was designed to generate. The rocket that got through, not everything was intercepted. In the northern town of Carmel, a Hezbollah rocket struck a residential home. 2 civilians were injured, according to Israeli emergency rescue services. The damage was described as minor. The injuries were not life-threatening, but that is not the point. The point is that the rocket reached its target in a region where millions of people are rushing into bomb shelters every time sirens activate, where children are being woken in the night and families are huddled in protected rooms. Every projectile that gets through the defensive screen carries a psychological weight far beyond its physical damage. It is proof that the shield is not impenetrable. It is a reminder to every Israeli civilian that no matter how sophisticated the air defense systems are, some things still land. That fear, carefully maintained, deliberately sustained, is itself a strategic weapon, and Hezbollah knows exactly how to wield it. Israel's response, fast, broad, and escalatory. Israel did not absorb the night's attacks in silence. The Israel Defense Forces launched what they described as a large wave of retaliatory strikes targeting Hezbollah infrastructure across Lebanon. The operation was wide-scale, hitting multiple locations simultaneously. Israeli forces located and dismantled dozens of rocket and missile launchers that had been prepared to fire additional projectiles toward Israeli territory. The military also reported that dozens of Hezbollah operatives were neutralized while preparing further attacks in southern Beirut-East Dahia district, the densely populated Hezbollah stronghold. That the IDF has repeatedly targeted throughout this conflict. Israeli jets struck 10 separate targets within just 30 minutes. Those targets included intelligence headquarters, command centers, and facilities linked to Hezbollah's elite Radwan unit, the organization's most capable and battle-hardened fighting force, trained and equipped specifically for ground operations inside Israeli territory. Beyond Dahia, Israeli Air Force jets guided by real-time ground intelligence struck more than 20 additional targets across Lebanon in the same operational window. The strikes were aimed, Israeli officials said, at crippling Hezbollah's ability to continue launching attacks and degrading the infrastructure it uses to coordinate, supply, and command its forces. The Israeli military's statement was direct. It will act decisively against any group attempting to harm Israeli civilians, and it holds. Hezbollah fully responsible for attacking Israel on behalf of the Iranian regime. The two-front problem, Israel's most dangerous strategic challenge. What makes this moment so dangerous, more dangerous perhaps than any previous phase of Israel's military confrontations, is the simultaneity of the threats it now faces. In previous conflicts, Israel could focus. In 2006, it fought Hezbollah in Lebanon. During the Gaza operations of 2008, 2012, 2014, and 2021, it focused on Hamas. Even in the immediate aftermath of October 7th, the primary front was Gaza, with Hezbollah opening a second but initially lower-intensity pressure front from Lebanon. What is happening now is categorically different. Iran is launching ballistic missile barrages directly from Iranian territory. Hezbollah is conducting coordinated joint operations with Iran from Lebanese territory, targeting military intelligence facilities, air command and control bases, naval installations, and civilian areas simultaneously. American forces across the region are under fire. The Strait of Hormuz is under threat, and all of this is happening at the same time every night, with no sign of any of the participating parties seeking an exit. Israel's air defense systems, as advanced and capable as they are, were not designed to absorb indefinite simultaneous barrages from multiple directions around the clock. Every interceptor fired costs money and depletes stockpiles that take time to replenish. Every night of sustained attacks forces Israel to make triage decisions about which incoming threats to prioritize, and every decision to focus defensive resources in one direction creates, even if momentarily, a window of vulnerability in another. This is the strategic logic driving the Iran-Hezbollah joint operational model. Not necessarily to break through Israelis' defenses in a single decisive strike, but to grind them down, stretch them thin, and force Israel to sustain a defensive posture so demanding and so expensive that the political, economic, and military cost of continuing the conflict becomes unbearable. Hezbollah's resilience. The question that won't go away. Perhaps the most significant single fact emerging from this latest wave of attacks is what it tells us about Hezbollah's actual military condition. For months, Israeli officials insisted that Hezbollah had been severely degraded. Thousands of rockets destroyed, senior commanders eliminated, the organization's command structure disrupted, its ability to project force into Israel substantially diminished. And yet here we are. Hezbollah is targeting the suburbs of Tel Aviv. It is striking air command bases. It is aiming at military intelligence headquarters. It is coordinating joint operations with Iran at a level of sophistication and coordination that suggests not a broken organization, but one that has adapted, regrouped, and found new operational rhythms even while absorbing enormous punishment. The conclusion that military analysts are increasingly drawing is uncomfortable but unavoidable. You cannot bomb Hezbollah out of existence while Iran remains willing and able to resupply it. Every weapons depot destroyed can be replaced. Every commander killed can be succeeded. The organization's roots in Lebanese society, its social networks, its financial infrastructure, its political relationships cannot be eliminated by air power alone. Israel can win every tactical engagement and still not resolve the strategic problem. And that gap between tactical military success and strategic political resolution is exactly where this conflict currently sits. A region holding its breath the night that unfolded across Israel, missiles above Tel Aviv, rockets in northern towns, drones targeting radar systems, joint Iranian and Hezbollah strikes coordinated. Across multiple fronts was not the worst night of this conflict. It may not even have been the most damaging in terms of physical destruction, but it was deeply revealing. It revealed that Hezbollah, despite everything Israel has thrown at it, retains the capability to strike Israel's most sensitive military installations. It revealed that Iran and Hezbollah have achieved a level of operational coordination that transforms them from two separate actors into something closer to a unified command. It revealed that Israel's defensive systems, for all their sophistication, cannot guarantee complete protection from a sustained multi-directional campaign. And it revealed something else, something that matters just as much as any military development. Neither side is anywhere near finished. The missiles will fly again tonight. The sirens will sound again in northern Israel. The jets will strike again in Beirut. And somewhere in the command centers of Tehran and in the tunnels of southern Lebanon, the next operation is already being planned. Two fronts, one war, and no end in sight.